Imagine lying down tonight, your body sinking into rest, your mind floating on the edge of sleep. The world around you fades, but something deeper begins to awaken. This is the moment where most people drift unconsciously, carrying their worries, their debts, their fears into the night. And by morning, they find themselves replaying the same struggles as yesterday. But you are here because you want something different. You are here because you have heard the whisper of truth that sleep is not an escape, but the doorway to preparation. If you are ready to open yourself to abundance, write in the comments, "I am prepared to receive my money." This is not just a comment. It is a declaration to the universe that you are open and ready to receive wealth. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that what you carry into the silence of sleep is not forgotten. It is planted. It is received by the invisible mind as seed, and once accepted, it must bring forth after its kind. What you speak in those final drowsy moments, what you feel as true before drifting into slumber, becomes the hidden command shaping your tomorrow. And tonight, I will show you how to use this power deliberately, how to prepare yourself to attract money and abundance. Not by chance, not by luck, but by law. Think of the countless people who lie in bed rehearsing bills in their mind. They see the numbers piling up. They hear the inner voice of worry saying, "How will I pay? What if I fail?" And as they fall asleep, those feelings are impressed deeply. By morning, their world mirrors the seed of lack they unknowingly planted. Yet if you dare to carry a different seed into sleep, the story changes. Instead of worry, you enter rest with gratitude. Instead of fear, you enter with fulfillment. Instead of debt, you enter with abundance already yours. And the invisible mind, faithful beyond words, will accept that seed and reproduce it in your waking life. Now listen closely, for what I am about to share may sound deceptively simple, but it is the very formula of creation. To attract money, to magnetize wealth, you must first prepare your inner state. Preparation does not mean endless effort. It means aligning yourself with the feeling of already having, the sensation of already being blessed. As Florence said, your word is your wand. The word you speak before sleep is the decree that cannot return void. So tonight, as you hear my words, you are not merely listening. You are planting, you are decreeing, you are clothing yourself in the garment of wealth until it becomes as natural as the breath in your lungs. Let me ask you this. What would it feel like if tomorrow, without warning, money appeared in your life? Not a small sum, but exactly what you needed, perhaps more than you dared imagine. How would your body respond? Would you sigh in relief? Would you laugh with joy? Would gratitude well up in your chest? That feeling, that natural, unforced sensation, is the key. The mind does not need numbers or details. The invisible mind does not require explanations. It requires only feeling. So, as you lie in bed, do not struggle to create a complex movie in your imagination. Choose instead a single simple scene that implies your desire is already fulfilled. Perhaps it is the sound of a friend congratulating you. "I am so happy for you. You are free now. You are abundant." Perhaps it is the sight of yourself checking your account and smiling. Perhaps it is the feeling of holding money in your hand, the weight of it real against your palm. That short scene, repeated gently in the drowsy state, clothed with the feeling of truth, is enough. And here is where most fail. They try too hard. They demand to know how, when, from where. They plant the seed, but then dig it up each morning to see if it has grown. They rehearse lack while hoping for wealth. But you will not make that mistake. You will hear these words tonight. Let them sink beyond reason into feeling and allow the invisible mind to do what it always does. Bring forth after its kind. Money is not outside you, waiting to be granted by chance. Money is the shadow of your inner state. When you prepare yourself by assuming wealth as natural, money cannot help but appear. Life itself bends, opportunities arise, doors open, and what once seemed impossible arrives with a grace you could never have planned. So tonight, as you hear my voice, let yourself prepare, not with effort, but with surrender, not with worry, but with confidence. For what you feel now will echo in the days ahead. The abundance you assume tonight will be the abundance you awaken to tomorrow. Close your eyes. Breathe slowly. Let the words wash over you, not as ideas, but as truth. Feel the weight of wealth. Feel the relief of freedom. Feel the gratitude of already having. And as you drift into the sweet silence of sleep, know that the seed has been planted. And once planted, it must bear fruit. You are not waiting for money to appear. You are already abundant. You are not begging for luck. You are preparing yourself for what is already yours. Say within, I am wealthy. I am blessed. I am ready. And with that knowing, rest. For as you sleep, the law works in silence. And by morning, your world will begin to mirror the truth you dared to assume. You are beginning to understand now that money is not an accident, not a random event, not something granted by an external force. It is a reflection, an echo of the self you carry into sleep. Think of it this way. The outer world is the shadow, and your spoken word is the light that casts it. You cannot chase the shadow and hope to catch it. You must turn to the light, and once the light changes, the shadow must follow. So tonight, while your body rests and your mind drifts, we turn to the light of your declared word and let it shape the world to come. Florence taught that every night is a sacred ritual. As you lie down, you are not simply ending your day. You are entering the workshop of creation, the drowsy border between waking and sleep. What she called the preparation of the soul is the golden door. Why golden? Because it is the place where reason grows quiet, doubt grows weak, and the invisible mind stands open, receptive, ready to accept the impressions you feed it. In the daylight, you argue. You say, it is impossible. The odds are against me. I do not see a way. But as the body grows heavy and the senses dim, those voices fade. And in that silence, what you choose to feel is received as truth. This is why Florence insisted that the word is your wand. Words repeated without emotion are empty. Pictures imagined without sensation are faint. But the spoken word, that living vibration of certainty, gratitude, relief, is the language of creation. It does not analyze. It does not question. It simply accepts. So tonight, when you prepare yourself to attract money, do not strain with logic. Do not demand an explanation. Let yourself speak. Perhaps you have known the heaviness of lack, the pressure of unpaid bills, the tension of not knowing if you will have enough. Tonight, release it. Instead, breathe in as though the burden has already been lifted. Sigh with the ease of one who is free. Smile with the quiet joy of one who is already secure. That simple shift, that deliberate assumption, plants a seed far more powerful than hours of worry ever could. Let me give you an example. A woman once told Florence that she had spent years struggling with money. She affirmed daily, I am rich, I am abundant. But deep down, she still felt poor. Her affirmations were words only. Florence told her to stop repeating and start feeling. She asked her to imagine the relief of her debts cleared. To hear in imagination the words paid in full. She obeyed. Each night, as she drifted to sleep, she felt that relief as though it were happening now. Within weeks, an unexpected check came, clearing her obligations completely. She said, Florence, it felt like a miracle. But Florence reminded her it was not miracle. It was law. The law does not fail. The invisible mind accepts what you feel and reproduces it in your outer world. That is why gratitude is so powerful. Gratitude is not begging. It is not a strategy to get something. True gratitude is the natural response of already having. When you feel thankful before the evidence appears, you are proving to the invisible mind that you already possess it. And once the invisible mind accepts that feeling, the evidence must follow. So tonight, as you listen to my words, allow gratitude to rise in you. Not because you hope money will come, but because you know it has already been given. You may not yet see the path. You may not yet hold the proof, but you carry the feeling, and the feeling is cause. The world is only the echo. Let us go deeper. Imagine yourself tomorrow morning, waking with a lightness in your heart, a smile on your face. You reach for your phone or your mail, and there it is. An unexpected deposit, a check, a gift, a message of opportunity. Feel the warmth in your chest as you realize that abundance has come. Do not force the details. Do not demand to know how. Simply feel the thrill of it being so. That thrill is the seed. That thrill is the prayer. That thrill is the command your invisible mind will obey. And here is a mystery few understand. It is not the ticket, not the job, not the transaction itself that creates wealth. These are the channels, the bridges by which your inner state manifests. The true source is always the spoken word. That is why Florence said, "Your word is your wand. The word you speak with faith does not return to you void. It goes forth and accomplishes." To discover this is to hold the pearl of great price, the treasure beyond all treasures. So tonight, as you prepare for sleep, do not fall into unconscious habit. Do not carry with you the burdens of the day. Choose instead the seed you wish to plant. Choose wealth, choose abundance, choose freedom, and plant it with feeling, with gratitude, with the certainty that it is already yours. And when you drift into sleep with that knowing, your invisible mind, like fertile soil, will receive it. And in due season, in ways too natural, too ordinary, too precise to be called chance, you will wake to its harvest. Now imagine this with me. You are lying in your bed. The lights are dim. The noise of the world has faded. Your breathing slows, your body grows heavy, and you hover in that sacred space between waking and sleep. This is the moment. This is the golden door. And instead of replaying your worries, instead of rehearsing lack, you choose a new story. You choose wealth. You choose freedom. Florence called this the preparation of the soul. It is not quite waking, not quite dreaming, but a borderland where the conscious mind releases its grip and the invisible mind takes the lead. And what you impress upon the invisible mind here is not questioned, not argued with, not delayed. It is accepted as fact. And because the invisible mind is the womb of creation, what it accepts must eventually appear in the outer world. So what do you plant tonight? Plant the feeling of already being abundant. Plant the feeling of money as natural to you as breath. Plant the relief of knowing the bills are paid, the joy of giving freely, the quiet confidence of wealth that is secure. Do not wait to see it before you feel it. Feel it first, and by law you must see it. Perhaps you have wondered, but how can I feel rich when my bank account shows otherwise? How can I feel secure when the bills shout louder than my affirmations? And I answer, as Florence answered, you do it as the actor does upon the stage. The actor knows he is not the king, yet he feels the king's power, the king's triumph, the king's authority, until it becomes alive to the audience. For those hours on the stage, the king is real. So too must you act in the drama of your wish fulfilled. Enter the role. Wear it as a garment. Speak from it. Think from it. Feel from it. And if you persist, the line between acting and being dissolves until the new state feels natural. That is the key, naturalness. For what feels natural to you is what the invisible mind accepts most readily. So imagine, not as though you are watching yourself from afar, but as though you are truly there. See through your own eyes, hear through your own ears, feel through your own hands. If your scene is that of opening a bank statement and seeing abundance, then let your heart race as though it were real. If it is the sound of someone congratulating you, then hear their voice with clarity. If it is the feel of holding money, then imagine the weight beneath your fingers, the texture, and most of all, feel the emotion. Feel the joy, the relief, the gratitude, the excitement. For the invisible mind speaks in the language of feeling. Florence once said, "Faith is expectancy." When you expect with feeling, you command. This is not poetry, this is law. The assumption you dare to hold, though every outer fact denies it, if persisted in, must crystallize in your world. Let me tell you a story. A man once came to Florence, desperate, his business failing, his savings gone. He said, "If only I could get one break, one chance." Florence told him, "Stop begging for chance. Stop waiting for fortune. Tonight, assume you are already successful. See the faces of friends congratulating you. Feel the handshake of a new partner. Hear the words, 'What a turnaround you have had.' Then fall asleep in that state." The man obeyed, though it felt foolish at first. Weeks passed, and then, as if from nowhere, an opportunity came, a partner, funding, a revival of his business. Within months, he was not just surviving, but thriving. And he said later, "It was as if life bent itself around my assumption." And Florence reminded him, "Life did not bend itself. You bent life by assuming it was already so. So this is the power you carry. The world is not fixed. Circumstances are not final. They are reflections of your inner state. And when you dare to assume differently, the outer world must eventually bow. So tonight, when you drift into sleep, Do not go as a beggar. Do not go rehearsing lack. Go as royalty. Go as one for whom wealth is natural. Assume the end. Assume the prize. Assume the relief and the gratitude as though it were already done. And sleep in that feeling. For what you sleep in, you must wake to. And now let us go deeper into the mystery of feeling. For if assumption is the path, then feeling is the very fuel that drives it. Without feeling, assumption is a hollow shell, an empty word, a seed scattered on stone. But clothed with feeling, that same assumption takes root in the fertile soil of the invisible mind and grows into fact. Florence spoke often of this truth. She said, "Feeling is the secret of answered prayer." And indeed, it is the secret. For you may repeat affirmations for hours. You may visualize pictures with great detail. You may even write lists and rituals. But unless you feel the reality of it, you have done nothing. The invisible mind does not respond to words. It responds to vibration, to the inner conviction that lives beneath the words. So ask yourself, what would I feel if this were true? If tonight I held abundance in my hands, what emotion would rise in me? If tomorrow I woke to find my needs met, my accounts overflowing, what would flood my heart? Relief, gratitude, joy, excitement, peace. Whatever that feeling is, it is the key. And here lies the great law of reversibility. Just as receiving money brings joy, so too can joy bring the experience of receiving money. Just as success brings excitement, so too can excitement impressed upon the invisible mind summon the success. The cause and the effect are not one way. They are reversible. Think of fire and heat. Fire produces heat, but heat can also produce fire. Electricity creates magnetism, and magnetism can in turn create electricity. So too in the realm of consciousness, outer events produce inner feelings, and inner feelings produce outer events. So when you hear someone say, "I will be happy when the money comes," know that they are reversing the law, postponing the fulfillment forever, for they place the cause after the effect. But the awakened one says, "I will feel happy now. I will feel relieved now. I will feel rich now." And by that feeling, the cause is set and the effect must follow. Florence once told the story of a woman drowning in debt. She prayed as a beggar, pleading for relief, but nothing changed. Then she heard these words, "Assume the wish fulfilled, feel it real." That night she imagined herself holding a receipt, stamped paid in full. She felt the relief so deeply that tears came to her eyes. Within a week, a relative she had not spoken to in years appeared and offered her the exact sum she needed. She said, "Florence, it felt like magic." And Florence replied, "It was not magic, it was law. Do you see the power? Feeling is the magnet, feeling is the bridge. Words are only the vessel, but feeling is the life within them. So tonight, do not simply repeat, 'I am rich.' Feel what it means to be rich. Feel the freedom of paying every bill with ease. Feel the joy of surprising a loved one with a gift. Feel the security of knowing your future is abundant. Let your body respond. Let your breath change. Let a smile come to your lips. Let gratitude rise in your chest, for the invisible mind hears only that. And if doubt whispers, if appearances mock you, remember this. Appearances are shadows, yesterday's seeds. They are not the truth. The truth is what you feel now. The truth is what you dare to assume and clothe with emotion. Persist in that feeling. And though the facts resist, they must eventually bend. Persist, and the false assumption hardens into fact. Persist, and what was once fantasy becomes history. So tonight, when you close your eyes, do not merely think of wealth. Feel wealthy. Do not merely picture success. Feel successful. Do not merely say the words. Let them burn with conviction. Enter the drama, play the role, and let the feeling carry you into sleep. For once, the invisible mind accepts it. The outer world has no choice but to reflect it. There is something extraordinary that happens when you begin to truly feel your assumption as real. At first, it may seem like you are pretending, like you are playing make-believe. And in a sense, you are, but remember what Florence so often said, "Your word is your wand." What you decree with feeling in your inner world, you become, in fact, in the outer world. Think of a child. A child does not sit and question whether their game of make-believe is true. When they put a crown on their head and declare themselves royalty, they feel like royalty. When they pick up a stick and call it a sword, they feel the weight of it as if it were forged in steel. And in that moment, their entire being responds as though it were real. That childlike faith is the doorway to creation. This is why Scripture tells us, except you become as little children, you cannot enter the kingdom. It does not mean childish in mind, but childlike in faith, in imagination, in the willingness to assume without doubt, without compromise. The adult chained to statistics and appearances laughs at assumption. The child lives in it and therefore creates effortlessly. So when you lie down tonight, you are not pretending to be wealthy. You are practicing the law. You are rehearsing the truth until it becomes natural. At first, it will feel strange. Your senses will scream the opposite. The bank account may still look empty. The bills may still sit on the table. But if you persist night after night in feeling the relief of already being rich, in feeling the joy of already having, then that assumption will harden into fact. Let me tell you another story. A woman once came to Florence desperate and weary. Her business had collapsed. Her savings were gone, and she begged for luck. Florence said, "Forget luck. Tonight assume the end. Imagine yourself celebrating as a successful woman. Hear the words, 'Congratulations, what a turnaround.' Feel the pride and relief." The woman obeyed, though it felt foolish. Weeks passed with no change, but she persisted. And then, through a series of coincidences, a partner appeared, funds flowed in, and her business revived beyond what she had imagined. She said later, "Florence, it felt like life bent itself around me." Florence smiled and said, "No, you bent life by assumption. Do you see? The outer world does not lead you. It follows you, and it does not follow your words or your wishes. It follows your feelings. That is why it is dangerous to dwell in fear. If you fall asleep rehearsing worry, if you let the day's failures echo in your heart, if you carry anxiety into the night, then by law, those feelings will reproduce themselves in the days to come. The invisible mind does not argue. It does not discriminate. It accepts the feeling as fact and brings it forth. So if you feel poor, you plant poverty. If you feel unlucky, you plant misfortune. But if you feel wealthy, you plant wealth. If you feel favored, you plant fortune. This is why gratitude is so powerful, not as a trick, but as a natural fruit of assumption. When you truly feel that you already have, gratitude flows like breath. You cannot fake it. But once it rises naturally, it is the surest sign that the invisible mind has accepted the seed. And so I ask you now, what seed will you plant tonight? Will you rehearse the lack, the doubt, the fear? Or will you dare to feel the end? Will you dare to say, "It is done," and let relief wash over you as if the check were already in your hand? Remember, the feeling is not a step you add later. It is the essence of the entire act. You may say the words without feeling and nothing will happen. But even a single act of assumption, deeply felt, can shake the world. So tonight, as you close your eyes, let your body grow heavy. Let your breath slow. And then choose the feeling. Choose to feel rich. Choose to feel secure. Choose to feel abundant. Let it be more real than the shadows of fact. And know this, once you impress the feeling upon the invisible mind, the law is set in motion, and the bridge of incidents will form to deliver it into your world. Do not underestimate the quiet moment before sleep. It is the most fertile soil you will ever know. When you lie in bed, half awake and half asleep, the door to the invisible mind swings wide open. And in that moment, whatever you feel most intensely, the invisible mind accepts without question. It is like planting a seed in the richest earth. That seed may be small, but once planted, it must grow. Consider the farmer. He does not dig up the soil each morning to check if the seed is working. He trusts the process. He waters it. He lets the sun do its work, and he waits. In time, the seed becomes the harvest. So it is with your assumptions. Do not plant tonight and then uproot tomorrow by saying nothing has happened. Do not check for signs with anxious eyes. Instead, persist, trust, feel it real, and let it be. The invisible mind, like the soil, cannot fail. And here lies the danger. Many people plant weeds without realizing it. They replay their failures, their debts, their worries as they drift into sleep. And then they wonder why life seems to repeat itself in an endless cycle. But the law is faithful. The invisible mind will always bring forth what you plant. If you sow weeds, you reap weeds. If you sow abundance, you reap abundance. If you sow victory, you reap victory. So I ask you, what did you plant last night? Did you fall asleep in anger, in worry, in fear? Then you watered the seeds of struggle. But tonight, you can choose differently. Tonight, you can sow wealth, joy, gratitude. And if you persist, your life cannot help but change. Let me give you another example. A woman once told Florence she was drowning in debt. Each night she went to bed rehearsing her fear, imagining the worst. And so each day seemed to bring more bills, more demands. Florence said to her, "Tonight, stop rehearsing fear. Instead, imagine holding a receipt stamped paid in full. Feel the relief. Whisper, 'Thank you.'" She obeyed, though it felt like play. Within a week, an unexpected gift arrived, enough to clear her debt completely. She said, "Florence, it felt like a miracle." And Florence reminded her, it was not a miracle. It was law. Do you see how simple this is? Yet because it is simple, many dismiss it. They say, surely it cannot be this easy. Surely the world is not shaped by feeling. And in that very doubt, they plant the seed of failure. They get exactly what they expect. And then they declare the law does not work. But the law never fails. It is we who fail to use it consciously. So tonight I urge you, become conscious of what you plant. When you close your eyes, do not waste that sacred hour on fear or regret. Choose deliberately. If you long for wealth, feel wealthy. If you long for peace, feel peace. If you long for victory, feel victorious. For what you feel in that drowsy state is creation itself. Think of the invisible mind as a loyal servant, one who never questions, never argues, never decides for itself. It only obeys. If you command it with fear, it obeys. If you command it with faith, it obeys. It does not know the difference between real and imagined. It only knows what is impressed upon it with feeling. And once impressed, it must bring it forth in the theater of your life. So I say to you, do not waste another night in fear. Tonight, choose your seed carefully. Plant only what you wish to harvest, and then trust the law. For feeling once planted in the soil of the invisible mind is more real than any fact, more certain than any odds, more powerful than any circumstance. Imagine yourself tonight lying quietly in your bed. The noise of the day begins to fade, the body grows heavy, and the mind drifts. In that gentle borderland, you hold in your hands the most powerful key in existence. Most people waste it. They replay the arguments of the day, the unpaid bills, the doubts that whisper, "What if it never happens?" And so they carry those impressions into the night. The invisible mind accepts them faithfully, and life repeats itself in the same patterns of lack, struggle, and delay. But you, listening now, you know better. You will not waste this sacred hour. You will guard the doorway of sleep as though it were a treasure chest, for it is. You will not hand your invisible mind weeds and expect roses. You will not fall asleep rehearsing the old story. Tonight, you will choose deliberately. Do not imagine the struggle of trying harder, the nervous hope, the disappointment of waiting. Instead, go straight to the end. Picture yourself already free, already wealthy, already celebrating. Feel the cool assurance of success in your heart. Hear the laughter of your loved ones as they say, "You have done it." Taste the relief in your chest as though a great weight has fallen away. And as you drift, let gratitude fill you. Whisper softly, "Thank you, it is done." That feeling will plant the seed, and the invisible mind, faithful and tireless, will bring it forth in ways you cannot yet see. Florence once said, "Your word is your wand." The word you speak with feeling does not return void, and she meant exactly this. The words you speak are powerless without feeling. The pictures in your mind are lifeless without emotion. But when feeling clothes the spoken word, it becomes a living seed pressed deep into the soil of creation. From that moment, it must grow. Do not be discouraged if tomorrow looks the same. The farmer does not despair when the seed has not yet broken the soil. He knows life stirs beneath the surface. So too with your desire. If you have planted it with conviction, it is alive already, weaving itself into your world. The phone call, the opportunity, the unexpected check, these are but the fruits of what you sowed in silence. Now, here is a secret many overlook. It is not the length of your practice that matters, but the intensity of your feeling. 5 minutes of vivid, heartfelt assumption in that drowsy state is worth more than hours of lifeless affirmation. One scene, fully felt, can change the course of your life. Do not complicate it. Do not force it. Choose one moment that implies fulfillment, and let yourself enter it as naturally as breathing. Perhaps you hear yourself say, "I cannot believe it. I am wealthy." Perhaps you feel the warm grip of a friend's hand congratulating you. Perhaps you simply rest in the quiet relief of knowing your future is secure. Whatever you choose, let it feel real, and then let sleep carry it into the depths. That is enough. The law does not require effort. It requires faith, and faith is nothing more than loyalty to the unseen. To believe that what you have assumed in feeling is already true, even when the world screams the opposite. To persist in that knowing until the outer world bows to the inner. This is the art of faith. This is the courage of creation. So tonight, beloved, do not go to bed empty-handed. Do not hand your invisible mind the scraps of fear and worry. Give it gold. Give it victory. Give it wealth. And trust, as the night deepens, that what you have planted is already alive, already moving, already inevitable. There was once a woman who came to Florence in despair. Her debts were heavy. Her cupboards were nearly bare. And every night she fell asleep rehearsing her worries, the bills, the creditors, the fear of tomorrow. These were the seeds she unknowingly planted each night. And of course she woke each morning to the same bitter harvest. Florence told her, "Stop rehearsing lack. Stop planting weeds. Tonight, as you fall asleep, see the word paid stamped in red across every bill. Hear yourself whisper with relief, 'It is finished.' Do not wonder how. Simply accept it as done." She obeyed. At first, her mind resisted. The old fears returned, but she persisted gently, night after night. Within 2 weeks, unexpected money came. A forgotten claim was paid, and every debt was cleared. She told Florence it felt like a miracle, and Florence reminded her it was not a miracle. It was law. This is the danger most never see. They think the outer world is cause. They tremble before circumstances. They say, "I cannot believe until I see." But the law is reversed. You cannot see until you believe. For belief, clothed in feeling, is the seed. The world you wake to is the fruit. Think of it this way. When you plant an apple seed, you do not expect oranges. You do not demand the seed sprout overnight. You trust the process because you know the seed carries within it the entire tree. So too with feeling. One simple act, fully felt, contains within it the bridge of incidents, the unfolding path, the invisible currents that arrange themselves to bring your desire into view. You may not see the soil move, but the tree is already alive beneath it. So guard the doorway of sleep. If you enter it rehearsing failure, you will reap more failure. If you enter it rehearsing victory, victory must come. It cannot be otherwise. The invisible mind is faithful. It does not debate. It does not argue. It accepts what you feel as true and multiplies it in the theater of day. Another woman once tested this in a most unusual way. She did not desire money at first, but proof of the law. So each night before sleep, she imagined herself receiving a bouquet of roses. She felt the fragrance, the petals, the joy of the gift. And during the day she told herself, "I will not receive roses." Yet within a week, roses appeared everywhere in her life. A neighbor brought them. A stranger at the market gave them. She laughed aloud, knowing the law had worked. She then turned this same practice toward wealth. Each night, instead of the roses, she felt the joy of holding money. She felt the ease of paying bills, the relief of being free. Within weeks, money began to flow in ways she had never expected. The law did not fail. It never fails. And here is something even more powerful: the law of reversibility. If receiving money makes you feel joy, then by law, joy deeply felt must bring you the experience of receiving money or its equivalent. If abundance fills you with relief, then relief assumed in feeling must produce the outer event that brings relief. Cause and effect are not one way. They are reversible. This is not speculation. It is law. So tonight, do not wait for money to make you grateful. Be grateful, and money must appear. Do not wait for victory to make you joyous. Be joyous, and victory must come. Do not wait for proof to feel secure. Feel secure, and the proof will follow. The order of creation is reversed. Feeling is first. Fact is second. This is why Florence warned, do not go to sleep in the old state. For the state you carry into sleep is the state you will wake into. The invisible mind is like fertile soil. It will grow whatever you plant. Weeds or roses, lack or wealth, it does not judge. It only multiplies. So tonight, choose wisely. Before your head touches the pillow, ask yourself, what seed will I give to the night? Fear or faith? Lack or abundance? Defeat or victory? Choose one clear, spoken decree. Feel it real. Let it carry you across the threshold of sleep. And trust, for the law is faithful. Imagine for a moment a farmer standing in his field at dusk. In one hand, he holds a bag of seeds. In the other, he holds nothing but worry. If he casts seeds into the soil, the earth will respond faithfully. If he scatters nothing but dust, the field will remain barren, no matter how much he prays. The invisible mind is this field. It never denies you. It only reflects what you plant. The danger is this. Most men and women fall asleep scattering weeds, fear, resentment, regret, worry, and then they wake wondering why their lives look like tangled fields of thorns. Florence said, your word is your wand. The words you dwell upon before sleep are not idle thoughts. They are living seeds. They are decrees that the invisible mind takes as law. If you carry the feeling of being poor into sleep, you will wake to poverty. If you carry the feeling of being wealthy, you will wake to abundance, not because of chance, not because of statistics, but because feeling creates reality. A woman once tested this in a small way. She desired proof that the law was real, yet she feared to ask for something great. So each night before sleep, she imagined a friend calling with good news. She felt the excitement, the warmth of the voice, the joy of connection. Within days, the phone rang. The friend called, sharing unexpected good news. She laughed, saying, I had asked for money and I received a phone call. But Florence told her, you did not ask for money. You asked for a call. The law cannot fail. If you can manifest a call, you can manifest riches. The principle is the same. And so she turned the practice toward wealth. Each night she imagined her account growing. She did not picture numbers on a screen, but felt the relief of paying every bill with ease. She felt the joy of giving to others. She felt the freedom of financial security. Within months, opportunities unfolded. A promotion came. Unexpected checks arrived, and the fear that once bound her dissolved into gratitude. Now, why is sleep so crucial? Because in the twilight state between waking and slumber, the conscious guard relaxes. During the day, you argue with yourself. You say, it is impossible. The odds are against me. I have tried before and failed. But in the stillness of sleep, those protests fade. The invisible mind stands open, receptive, fertile. It does not ask, is this possible? It only asks, what shall I accept as true? And the last feeling you carry into sleep is the seed it embraces. Think of the actor on stage. He may know he is not truly the hero, yet he enters so deeply into the role that for the audience, the hero is real. He feels the weight of it, the power of it. And for that moment, he is the hero. You too are the actor in the theater of feeling. Each night you put on the role of poverty or wealth, of despair or joy. The role you fall asleep in is the role you will wake into. Another woman wrote to Florence of a remarkable change. She had long struggled with money. Each night she went to bed worrying about bills. Then one evening, after hearing Florence speak, she decided to change. Instead of replaying worry, she imagined a simple scene, shaking a friend's hand as though being congratulated. She felt the warmth of the grip, the smile on the friend's face, the words, I am so happy for you. She persisted, even when it felt foolish. Within weeks, her business took a sudden turn. Clients she thought lost returned. Contracts were signed. Money began to flow. She said it was as though life bent itself around my feeling. This is not magic. This is law. The bridge of incidents, the unseen path, began the moment she planted the seed. Each handshake, each conversation, each opportunity was part of the unfolding harvest. So I ask you tonight, what role will you wear to bed? Will you carry the tatters of lack, or will you clothe yourself in the garment of wealth? Will you rehearse defeat, or will you step into victory? The choice is yours, and the law is faithful. There comes a moment, beloved, when you must learn the art of walking in two worlds. One is the world of appearances, the bills, the bank statements, the whispers of lack. The other is the world of feeling, the unseen reality that already contains your wealth, your freedom, your abundance. To live by appearances is to be tossed about like a ship in storm. To live by feeling is to walk on calm seas, even while the waves crash around you. Florence called this living in the end. It means refusing to measure your life by the facts of today, and instead measuring it by the state you have assumed. You may look at your bank account and see emptiness, yet within you declare, I am wealthy. You may face debts that scream for your attention, yet within you feel the ease of freedom. To the world, it looks like madness. To the awakened, it is the only sanity. One of Florence's students learned this lesson the hard way. He had imagined wealth, felt it, planted the seed. Yet when the outer world resisted, he grew impatient. He checked his account daily, measuring progress by numbers. He sighed when nothing changed. In truth, he was planting and uprooting the seed again and again. Finally, he surrendered. He stopped measuring. He stopped watching. He simply trusted. And within days, the shift came. An old debt was repaid. A new client appeared. The harvest began, not because he forced it, but because he finally allowed it. So tonight, let go of the need to see. Let go of the demand to know how. Simply choose the feeling, the state, the word, and trust. The law does not require your understanding. It requires only your faith. And faith is not blind hope. Faith is feeling as though it is already done. Let me tell you one more story before we continue. A man came to Florence with a desperate need. He needed $5,000 within 30 days, or he would lose everything. Florence did not tell him to work harder, to beg, to plead. She told him to assume the debt was already paid. She said, "Tonight before you sleep, feel the relief of it being done. Hear yourself say, 'Thank God it is finished.' Do not focus on the 5,000. Focus on the feeling of it being resolved." He obeyed. Each night he lay in bed and whispered, "It is finished. Thank you." And he let the relief wash over him. Within 3 weeks, the money came. Not from one source, but from 3 unexpected sources. He said later, "I do not know how it happened." And Florence smiled and said, "You do not need to know how. You only need to feel." This is the art of preparation. You do not prepare by hustling, by straining, by forcing. You prepare by assuming. You prepare by feeling. You prepare by speaking the word with conviction and then resting in the knowing that it is done. Tonight, as you listen to these words, you are preparing. You are not merely learning. You are planting. Every word that resonates, every feeling that rises, every moment of relief or gratitude is a seed entering the soil of creation. And by morning, those seeds will have taken root. The harvest may not appear immediately. The farmer does not reap on the day he sows. But if he is faithful, the harvest is certain. So be faithful. Do not waver. Do not doubt. Speak the word. Feel the feeling. And let the law do what it has always done. Bring forth after its kind. Now I want you to do something with me. As you lie here, listening to my voice, take a slow, deep breath. Let your shoulders relax. Let your jaw unclench. Feel the weight of your body sinking into rest. This is not just relaxation. This is preparation. You are preparing the soil. You are opening the door. And now, as you breathe, I want you to whisper within, "I am abundant." Do not shout it. Do not force it. Whisper it gently, as though it were a secret truth only you and the universe know. I am abundant. Feel what those words mean. Feel the freedom they carry. Feel the relief they bring. And as you feel, notice how your body responds. Notice the warmth, the ease, the quiet smile that wants to form. That is the law accepting your seed. That is creation saying yes. And now whisper this: money flows to me easily. Not someday, not if I am lucky, but flows to me easily. Now, always. Feel the truth of it. Feel the naturalness of it. Money is not your enemy. Money is not scarce. Money is energy, and energy flows where it is welcomed. So welcome it. Speak to it. Say, money, I bless you. I receive you. I use you wisely and with joy. And as I give, you return to me multiplied. This is not wishful thinking. This is decree. You are not begging. You are commanding. Florence taught that you are not a beggar at the table of life. You are royalty. You are heir to infinite supply. And when you speak from that place of authority, the universe must obey. So speak now. Whisper within. I am heir to infinite supply. All that I need is already mine. I do not chase. I do not beg. I simply receive. Feel the power of those words. Feel the shift in your chest. That shift is the evidence that the seed has been planted. And here is what will happen. Tonight, as you drift into deeper sleep, these words will sink below the surface of conscious thought. They will enter the realm where creation happens. And there, in that silent, invisible place, they will take root. By tomorrow, you may not remember exactly what I said, but your invisible mind will remember, and it will begin to rearrange your world. Opportunities will appear, conversations will shift, doors you did not even know existed will open, and you will find yourself thinking, how did this happen? And the answer will be simple. You prepared, you planted, you trusted. This is how the law works, not with fireworks and fanfare, but with quiet inevitability. The seed becomes the tree, the word becomes the world, the feeling becomes the fact, and you, dear listener, are the gardener. You choose the seeds, you tend the soil, and you reap the harvest. So tonight, as you continue to rest here, as you continue to listen to these words, know that you are not simply waiting, you are preparing. And preparation is not effort, preparation is alignment. It is the gentle turning of your inner state toward abundance, toward wealth, toward the naturalness of having. Most people spend their lives waiting for money to arrive so they can feel abundant. But the law is reversed. You must feel abundant first, and then the money must arrive. This is not speculation. This is not wishful thinking. This is the way creation works. The feeling comes first. The fact comes second. Always, without exception. And so as your body grows heavier now, as your breath slows and the world around you fades into softness, let yourself feel abundant. Not because you see it in your account, not because you hold it in your hand, but simply because you choose to. You choose the feeling, you claim it, you rest in it. And as you rest in it, the invisible mind accepts it. And what the invisible mind accepts, it must reproduce. This is the law Florence taught. This is the law that never fails. You see, the invisible mind does not argue with you. It does not say, but look at your circumstances. It does not say, but you do not have enough. It simply accepts what you feel as true and begins to weave that truth into the fabric of your outer world. So what are you impressing upon it tonight? What feeling are you carrying across the threshold of sleep? Most people, without knowing, carry worry across that threshold. They carry the weight of unpaid bills. They carry the fear of not having enough. And so the invisible mind accepts that, and the next day they wake to more of the same. But you, listening now, you are learning to carry a different feeling. You are learning to carry abundance, to carry relief, to carry the quiet joy of already having. And as you carry that feeling into sleep, the invisible mind receives it like precious seed. And once received, it cannot help but grow. Think of the seed again. The farmer does not dig up the seed every morning to see if roots have formed. He plants it once, with care, and then he leaves it. He trusts the earth. He trusts the sun. He trusts the rain. And in time, the seed becomes the harvest. You are learning to do the same. You plant the seed of abundance in feeling tonight, and then you trust. You do not check anxiously tomorrow. You do not measure by appearances. You simply live in the knowing that the seed has been planted, and the harvest is already growing beneath the surface. Florence told of a woman who struggled with this very thing. She would plant the seed at night, feeling abundant, feeling free. But by morning, doubt would return. She would check her account and see lack, and immediately the old fear would grip her. And she would say to Florence, I tried, I felt it, but nothing changed. And Florence would say, you planted the seed, yes, but then you dug it up. You looked for proof too soon, and in looking you planted a new seed of doubt, and that seed grew faster because you watered it with your attention. So the question is not whether the law works. The law always works. The question is, which seed are you watering? The woman heard this and understood. She decided to plant the seed one final time and then refused to dig it up. For 7 days, she would not check her account. She would not rehearse lack. She would simply hold the feeling of abundance, no matter what her eyes showed her. It was difficult. Her mind wanted proof. But she persisted. And on the 7th day, when she finally allowed herself to look, money had come. Not from one source, but from 3 different, unexpected sources. She wept with gratitude, and Florence reminded her, "This is not magic. This is law. You planted without uprooting. You trusted without wavering, and the law honored your faith. So tonight, as you rest here, make this same commitment within yourself. You will plant the seed now in feeling. You will carry the abundance into sleep. And then you will trust. You will not obsess. You will not check frantically. You will simply know that what has been planted must grow. And you will wait with patience, with peace, with certainty, for the harvest to appear in its perfect time. This is the art of faith. Not blind faith, but intelligent faith. Faith based on understanding how the law works. And now you understand. The feeling is the seed. The invisible mind is the soil. Time is the season of growth, and the harvest is inevitable if you do not interfere. Let your breathing slow even more now. Let the weight of your body press deeper into rest. Feel how heavy your arms are, how still your legs have become. You are sinking, gently, peacefully, into that space between waking and sleep. And in this space, your words have power. Your feelings have power. What you decree here is received without resistance, without question. So, let us decree together now, not with force, but with gentle certainty. Whisper within yourself, so softly that only you and the invisible can hear. I am abundant. Money flows to me. My needs are met. I am provided for. I am blessed. Do not rush the words. Let each one settle. Let each one be felt. I am abundant. Feel what that means, not someday, not when circumstances change, but now, right now, in this moment, you are abundant, not because you have much, but because you are much, because you are one with the source of all supply, and that source is infinite. It cannot run dry. It cannot be depleted. It is forever flowing, forever giving, forever abundant, and you are one with it. So when you say, I am abundant, you are not lying. You are stating truth, the deepest truth, the invisible truth. And as you state it, as you feel it, it begins to become visible. It begins to take form. It begins to manifest in ways you cannot yet predict. Perhaps tomorrow a thought will come, an idea, an inspiration, and that thought will lead to a conversation, and that conversation will lead to an opportunity, and that opportunity will lead to money. Or perhaps someone will think of you, someone you have not heard from in years, and they will feel moved to reach out. And in reaching out, they will bring a gift, a blessing, a door opening. This is how the law works. Not through your effort, but through invisible currents that move beneath the surface of life, arranging all things to match your inner state. So your inner state is everything. If your inner state is lack, the currents will bring more lack. If your inner state is abundance, the currents will bring more abundance. It is that simple, that pure, that certain. And tonight, you are choosing abundance. You are choosing wealth. You are choosing freedom. And as you choose it in feeling, the invisible currents are already responding, already shifting, already moving to deliver it to you. You may not see it yet, but it is happening. Even now, as you listen to these words, it is happening. Someone, somewhere, is thinking of you. Some opportunity is forming. Some door is beginning to open. And by the time you wake, the process will have advanced. The harvest will be closer. And all you did was rest in the feeling. All you did was claim it as already yours. This is the power you hold. The power to create through feeling. The power to command through assumption. The power to receive through surrender. And so you surrender now. You release the need to know how. You release the need to see proof. You simply rest in the knowing that it is done, that the seed is planted, that the law is activated, that the harvest is certain. And as you rest in this knowing, let gratitude rise. Not gratitude for what will come, but gratitude for what already is. For in the invisible, it already is. The money is already yours. The abundance is already flowing. The freedom is already real. You are simply waiting for it to cross from the invisible into the visible. And that crossing is inevitable. It cannot be stopped. It cannot be delayed beyond the perfect time. So there is nothing to worry about, nothing to fear, nothing to force. You have done your part. You have aligned. You have assumed. You have felt. And now the law does its part. And the law never fails. Let yourself drift even deeper now. Let the sounds around you fade further into the background. Let my voice be the only thing you hear. And even my voice is beginning to feel distant, soft, like a whisper from far away. This is good. This is the state. This is the golden door Florence spoke of. And as you pass through this door, you leave behind the world of effort and enter the world of receiving. You leave behind the world of striving and enter the world of allowing. For on this side of the door, you do not make things happen. You allow them to happen. You do not chase wealth. You allow it to come to you. You do not force doors open. You allow them to swing open before you. This is the difference between those who struggle and those who flow. Those who struggle are always trying to make it happen. Those who flow allow it to happen. And allowing begins with feeling, with assuming, with resting in the end. Florence said often, live in the end. And what she meant was this: do not live in the wanting. Do not live in the wishing. Do not live in the hoping. Live as though it is already done. Live as though the money has already come. Live as though the debt is already paid. Live as though the abundance is already overflowing. And when you live in the end, the middle takes care of itself. The how takes care of itself. The when takes care of itself. You do not need to know these things. You only need to feel the end. And the law will build the bridge from where you are to where you have assumed yourself to be. This bridge is called the bridge of incidents, and it is made of invisible threads, of synchronicities, of seeming coincidences that are not coincidences at all. They are the law arranging circumstances to match your assumption. So assume the end now. As you lie here, so close to sleep, assume that it is already done. Assume that the money is already in your account. Assume that the worry is already gone. Assume that the pressure is already lifted. How would you feel if this were true? Not how will you feel when it happens, but how would you feel if it had already happened? Feel that now. Let that relief wash over you now. Let that gratitude fill you now. Let that peace settle into your bones now. Because in the realm of feeling, there is no future. There is only now. And when you feel it now, you make it real now. Not in the outer world yet, but in the inner world. And the inner world is cause. The outer world is effect. So change the cause, and the effect must follow. This is not philosophy. This is mechanics. This is law. There was a man who came to Florence wanting to manifest money for a new home. He had tried everything. He had worked hard. He had saved. He had prayed. But nothing seemed to move. And Florence asked him, when you pray, do you pray as a beggar or as a king? The man did not understand. Florence explained. A beggar prays, please give me. A king decrees, it is mine. A beggar lives in the want. A king lives in the end. Which are you? The man realized he had been praying as a beggar. So Florence told him, tonight, do not beg. Decree. See yourself in the new home, not wanting it, not hoping for it, but living in it. Feel the walls around you, hear the sounds of your family in the rooms, smell the dinner cooking. And as you feel all this, give thanks. Because in your imagination, it is already done. And what is done in imagination must become done in fact if you remain faithful to it. The man obeyed. Every night for a month, he lived in the end. He felt himself in the new home. He heard the laughter of his children. He gave thanks, and he told no one. He kept it as a secret between himself and the invisible. And within 6 weeks, an opportunity came. A friend mentioned a home for sale, a home the man had never heard of. And when he saw it, he knew this was the home he had been feeling into. The price was exactly what he could afford. The seller was eager to close quickly. Everything aligned as though it had been arranged long ago. And in a way it had. It had been arranged in his imagination. And what is arranged in imagination must be arranged in fact. This is the law. This is how it works. And it works the same for money as it does for homes, for health, for love, for anything you desire. So what do you desire tonight? What is the end you wish to live in? Is it freedom from debt? Then feel that freedom now. Is it abundance overflowing? Then feel that overflow now. Is it security and peace? Then feel that security now. Do not wait for the facts to change before you feel. Feel first, and the facts will change to match the feeling. This is the secret. This is the key. This is the power you have been given. And most people never use it because they are waiting for permission from the outside world. They are waiting for the bank account to give them permission to feel rich. They are waiting for the job offer to give them permission to feel successful. They are waiting for circumstances to change before they change their feeling. But it does not work that way. The feeling must come first. The feeling is the cause. The circumstances are the effect. So stop waiting for circumstances to give you permission. Give yourself permission. Claim the feeling now. Rest in it now. Live in it now. And watch as the circumstances rearrange themselves to match. Now let me tell you about another woman Florence knew. This woman had been poor all her life. She had grown up poor. Her parents were poor. Everyone around her was poor. And she believed deep down that poverty was her lot, that it was her destiny, until she met Florence. And Florence said to her, "Poverty is not a destiny. It is a state of mind, and states can be changed." The woman did not believe it at first, but Florence persisted. She said, "Tonight, before you sleep, I want you to feel wealthy, just for 5 minutes. Forget everything you have been told. Forget what you see around you. For 5 minutes, feel as though you have everything you need and more." The woman agreed, though she thought it foolish. That night, she lay in bed and tried to feel wealthy. At first, nothing came, but then she imagined what it would feel like to walk into a store and buy anything she wanted without looking at the price. She imagined the freedom of that, the ease, the joy, and as she imagined, something shifted. A warmth spread through her chest. A smile came to her lips. She felt, just for a moment, what it was like to be free, and she fell asleep in that feeling. The next morning, nothing had changed in her outer world, but something had changed in her. She felt lighter, more hopeful, and that small shift was enough to start the process. She continued the practice every night, 5 minutes of feeling wealthy before sleep, and within a month, things began to change. A neighbor offered her a better job. An unexpected refund came in the mail. A friend gifted her clothing she had been needing. One by one, small blessings appeared. And within 6 months, her entire financial situation had transformed. She was not rich by the world's standards, but she was no longer poor. She had enough and more than enough. And she said to Florence, "It all started the night I dared to feel different." Florence smiled and said, "Yes, you changed the state. And when the state changes, the world must change to match. This is the law that governs all things. And now you know it too. So use it. Tonight, change the state. Feel wealthy. Feel abundant. Feel free. Even if only for 5 minutes. Even if it feels strange at first. Persist and watch what happens. Your eyes are so heavy now. Your body is so still. You are barely here anymore. You are floating on the edge of sleep. And this is the perfect place to be. Because here, in this place, you are not bound by reason. You are not bound by facts. You are not bound by the past. Here, you can be anything. You can feel anything. You can assume anything. And what you assume here will be accepted by the invisible mind without question. So assume abundance now. Assume that money is flowing to you from every direction. Assume that every need is met before you even ask. Assume that you are provided for, protected, prospered in all ways. And as you assume this, let it sink deep. Let it go beyond thought, beyond words, into pure feeling. Let it become the background hum of your consciousness. The quiet, knowing that all is well, that you are held, that you are blessed, that you are abundant. And as this feeling settles into you, notice how your body responds. Notice how your breath deepens, how your shoulders drop, how a subtle smile might play at your lips. These are signs that the invisible mind is accepting what you are impressing upon it. These are signs that the seed is being planted. And once planted, you can rest. You do not need to do anything more tonight. You have spoken the word. You have felt the feeling. You have assumed the end. And now you sleep, and as you sleep, the law works. The invisible mind works. The universe works, arranging, aligning, orchestrating all things to bring forth what you have decreed in feeling. By morning, the work will have advanced. And though you may not see the full picture yet, you will feel different. You will feel lighter, more at ease, more certain. And that feeling is the evidence that the seed has taken root, that the harvest has begun. So trust it. Trust the feeling. Trust the law. Trust the process. And rest now, deeply, fully, peacefully. For you are abundant. You are blessed. You are free. And it is done. Even now, as you drift into dreams, it is done. The decree is made. The seed is planted. The law is activated. And nothing can stop it now. Rest, beloved. Rest in the knowing. Rest in the peace. Rest in the abundance that is already yours. And so it is. There is a silence now that surrounds you. Not the silence of emptiness, but the silence of fullness. The silence of completion. You have entered into that sacred space where nothing needs to be done, nothing needs to be fixed, nothing needs to be changed. You simply are. And in this state of simply being, you are most receptive, most open, most aligned with the flow of abundance that is always moving toward you, always seeking to reach you, always waiting for you to open the door. And the door is not opened with effort. It is opened with surrender, with release, with the gentle letting go of all resistance. So let go now. Let go of the need to understand. Let go of the need to control. Let go of the need to make it happen. Because it is already happening. Even as you rest here, even as you listen, even as you breathe slowly in and out, the law is at work. The invisible mind is receiving your impression of abundance. It is accepting your decree. It is beginning to rearrange the particles of your reality to match the frequency you are broadcasting. And what frequency are you broadcasting? Not the frequency of lack, not the frequency of worry, but the frequency of abundance, the frequency of having, the frequency of gratitude. This is what you are sending out into the invisible field, and the field must respond. It has no choice. This is law. Just as surely as a seed planted in soil must grow, so too must a feeling planted in consciousness grow. The mechanics are the same. The principle is identical. And you are working with the principle now. You are not hoping. You are not wishing. You are not begging. You are decreeing. You are assuming. You are resting in the end. And the end is abundance. The end is wealth. The end is freedom. Florence taught that there is no such thing as unanswered prayer. Every prayer is answered, but most prayers are weak because they come from a place of want rather than a place of having. When you pray from want, you are affirming that you do not have, and so the universe responds to that affirmation and continues to give you the experience of not having. But when you pray from having, when you give thanks for what is already yours in the invisible, then the universe must match that frequency and bring it into the visible. This is why gratitude is so powerful. Not gratitude for what you hope will come, but gratitude for what already is. Because in the invisible, it already is. The money already exists. The abundance already exists. The freedom already exists. It is simply waiting for you to claim it in consciousness, to accept it in feeling, to rest in it as a present reality rather than a future possibility. And so you rest in it now. As your body grows even heavier, as your mind grows even quieter, you rest in the consciousness of abundance. You rest in the knowing that all is well, that all is provided, that all is already done. There is nothing left to do, nothing left to prove, nothing left to earn. You simply receive, you simply allow, you simply accept what has always been yours. This is the rest that Florence spoke of, the rest that comes not from exhaustion, but from completion, the rest of one who has finished the work. And what was the work? Simply this: to align your inner state with the truth of abundance, to feel yourself into the reality you desire, to assume it so completely that it becomes natural. And now that you have done this, now that you have aligned, now that you have assumed, the rest is not your responsibility. The rest belongs to the law. And the law is faithful. The law is precise. The law is unstoppable. Let me tell you about a man who understood this deeply. He was not educated in the ways of the world. He had no degrees, no credentials, no connections. But he had learned from Florence the power of assumption, and he decided to test it. He wanted to manifest enough money to take his family on a vacation they had been dreaming of for years. But when he looked at his circumstances, it seemed impossible. He had no savings, no extra income, no way, as far as he could see, for the money to come. But he remembered what Florence had taught him. Do not look at the circumstances. Look at the assumption. Assume the end. Live in the wish fulfilled. So he did. Every night before sleep, he imagined his family packing their bags. He felt the excitement of his children. He heard the sound of the ocean they would visit. He tasted the food they would eat. He lived in that reality every night for 3 weeks, and he told no one. He kept it secret, precious, protected. And then one day, completely out of nowhere, his employer called him into the office. He feared he was being let go, but instead, his employer said, "We have been watching your work, and we are giving you a bonus. We should have done this long ago." The amount was exactly what he needed for the vacation, down to the dollar. He stood there speechless, and that evening, when he told his wife, they both wept with gratitude. Not just for the money, but for the proof that the law is real. That assumption becomes fact, that what is felt in the invisible must appear in the visible. And Florence, when she heard the story, simply smiled and said, "This is how it always works. You assumed the end. You felt it real. You did not waver. And the law found a way. The law always finds a way." So tonight, as you continue to rest here, what end are you assuming? What reality are you living in your imagination? Are you still living in the old reality of lack, of not enough, of struggling? Or have you stepped into the new reality of abundance, of overflow, of ease? The choice is yours, and the choice is made not with words, but with feeling. What do you feel right now, in this moment? Do you feel poor, or do you feel rich? Do you feel worried, or do you feel secure? Do you feel stuck, or do you feel free? Whatever you feel is what you are assuming, and what you are assuming is what the law will produce. So choose your feeling carefully. Choose abundance, choose wealth, choose freedom, and do not let the outer world talk you out of it. The outer world is yesterday's news. It is the old harvest from old seeds. It has nothing to do with what you are planting tonight. Tonight, you are planting new seeds, seeds of abundance, seeds of prosperity, seeds of divine supply. And these seeds will produce a new harvest, a harvest that matches the frequency of what you are feeling now. And what you are feeling now is abundance. Even if your logical mind resists, even if your eyes see lack, even if your ears hear doubt, beneath all of that, in the deep, quiet place where truth lives, you are abundant. You know it. You feel it. And as you rest in that feeling, as you allow it to saturate every cell of your being, the transformation begins. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now, right now. This moment is the turning point. This moment is when the old story ends and the new story begins. This moment is when you cross from the consciousness of lack into the consciousness of abundance. And once you cross, there is no going back. You may forget for a moment. You may slip back into old patterns for a day. But once you have tasted the truth of abundance, once you have felt the reality of it, you can never fully return to the lie of lack. You will always remember, and that remembering will call you back, again and again, until living in abundance becomes as natural as breathing. Florence said that the signs follow. They do not precede. First comes the assumption. First comes the feeling. First comes the inner change. And then, in time, the outer signs appear. The check arrives. The job offer comes. The debt is forgiven. The door opens. But the signs are not the cause. They are the effect. The cause is always in consciousness, always in feeling, always in assumption. So do not wait for the signs before you believe. Believe first, and the signs must follow. This is the order. This is the law. And the law cannot be reversed. You cannot see first and then believe. You must believe first, and then you will see. This requires courage. It requires faith. It requires a willingness to stand in the feeling of abundance even when every fact screams lack. But this is what the awakened do. They do not let facts dictate their feelings. They let their feelings dictate the facts. They know that consciousness is cause and the world is effect, and so they guard their consciousness jealously. They protect their feeling state. They refuse to let circumstances pull them out of the assumption of abundance. And you are learning to do the same. Tonight, you are practicing. You are rehearsing. You are training yourself to remain in the feeling of abundance regardless of what the outer world shows you. And with each night of practice, it becomes easier, more natural, more automatic, until one day you realize you are no longer practicing. You are simply being. You are abundant, not because you have much, but because you are aligned with the source of all supply. And when you are aligned with the source, the supply flows to you effortlessly, without struggle, without strain, without anxiety. It simply flows, like water finding its level, like light filling a room, like breath entering your lungs, naturally, inevitably, perfectly. So breathe now, slowly, deeply, and with each breath, feel yourself drawing in abundance, not from outside, but from within, from the infinite source that lives at the center of your being. You are not separate from abundance. You are made of abundance. Every atom of your body vibrates with the frequency of infinite supply. You are, in your essence, abundance itself. And when you remember this, when you feel this, when you rest in this truth, the outer world has no choice but to reflect it. The money comes, the opportunities appear, the doors open, not because you chased them, not because you forced them, but because you aligned with the truth of who you are. And who you are is abundant. Who you are is prosperous. Who you are is blessed beyond measure. Let this knowing settle into you now. Let it sink past the mind, past the doubts, past the fears, into the very core of your being. You are abundant, not will be, not could be, but are, right now, in this moment, regardless of what the bank account says, regardless of what the bills say, regardless of what anyone says. You are abundant because you are one with the source of all abundance. And that source is infinite, inexhaustible, eternal. It can never run dry. It can never be depleted. It is forever giving, forever flowing, forever supplying all needs. And you are one with it, not separate, not disconnected, but one. And in that oneness, you have access to everything, everything you need, everything you desire, everything you could ever dream of. It is all available to you, not someday, not when you are worthy, but now, because you are already worthy. You were born worthy. You are worthy simply because you exist. And so you receive now, not with grasping hands, but with open hands, not with desperate need, but with quiet confidence, not with fear of loss, but with certainty of supply. You receive because you know it is yours. You receive because you have claimed it in consciousness. You receive because you have aligned with the law, and the law cannot fail. It has never failed. It will never fail. It is working for you right now, even as you rest, even as you drift, even as you release into sleep. The law is at work. The invisible mind is creating. The universe is orchestrating. And by morning, you will wake to a world that has already begun to shift, already begun to change, already begun to reflect the new assumption you have claimed tonight. Trust this, know this, rest in this, for it is done, it is finished, it is yours, and so it is. And now you are so close to sleep, so close to that final release where the conscious mind surrenders completely and the invisible mind takes full command. This is the moment of greatest power. This is the moment when the seed you have been planting all evening sinks into its deepest soil. And there, in that deep place beyond thought, beyond reason, beyond doubt, it will take root. And once rooted in this place, nothing can stop its growth. No amount of fear tomorrow can dig it up. No amount of doubt can kill it. No amount of contrary evidence can prevent it, because it has been planted in the one place where creation is absolute. The place where what is decreed must be. The place where assumption becomes fact. The place where feeling becomes form. Florence called this the secret place of the Most High. It is not a location in space. It is a state of consciousness, a depth of being, and you are there now. Or rather, it is here with you now, surrounding you, holding you, receiving your decree. Your word has been spoken, your feeling has been felt, your assumption has been made, and the secret place has accepted it all, has taken it all, has begun the work of manifestation. And this work does not depend on your understanding. It does not depend on your worthiness. It does not depend on your past. It depends only on one thing: your acceptance, your willingness to receive, your openness to allow what is already yours to make its way into your experience. And you are open now. You are allowing now. You are receiving now. There is no resistance left in you, no fight, no struggle, only surrender, only peace, only the quiet knowing that it is done. This knowing is not loud. It does not shout. It does not demand proof. It simply is. Like the knowing that the sun will rise tomorrow. You do not question it. You do not doubt it. You simply know. And in that same way, you know that abundance is coming. You know that money is flowing. You know that all your needs are met. This knowing is deeper than thought, deeper than belief. It is the bedrock of your being in this moment. And from this bedrock, your new life will be built. Think for a moment about all the people who will never hear this message. Who will go to sleep tonight rehearsing their problems, their fears, their lack? Who will plant seeds of worry and wake to a harvest of struggle and feel compassion for them, but do not join them? You have been given a great gift tonight. The gift of understanding, the gift of knowing how creation works, the gift of the law. And with this gift comes responsibility, the responsibility to use it, to practice it, to live by it, not just tonight, but every night, not just when things are difficult, but always. Because this is not a trick to use in emergencies. This is a way of life. This is how the awakened live. They live in the assumption of abundance. They live in the feeling of fulfillment. They live in the end, always, regardless of what the middle looks like. And you are becoming one of the awakened. You are joining the ranks of those who know, who understand, who create consciously rather than unconsciously. And as you join these ranks, your life will begin to reflect this shift. Not all at once, perhaps, but steadily, unmistakably, inevitably. Opportunities that were invisible before will become visible. People who could help you will appear. Ideas will come. Doors will open. Money will flow. And you will look back on this night and recognize it as the turning point. The night you stopped living by default and started living by design. The night you stopped being a victim of circumstances and became a creator of circumstances. The night you claimed your power and stepped into your inheritance. Florence often said that we are all heirs to the kingdom, but most people live as beggars, unaware of their inheritance. They wait for someone to give them permission to be wealthy. They wait for circumstances to improve before they allow themselves to feel abundant. They wait for proof before they dare to believe. But the awakened do not wait. They claim their inheritance now. They feel abundant now. They live in the kingdom now. And in doing so, they make the invisible kingdom visible. They bring heaven to earth. They demonstrate the law for all to see. And you are doing this now. You are demonstrating, you are proving, you are showing that the law works. And your demonstration will not only bless you, it will bless everyone who witnesses it. Your abundance will inspire others. Your freedom will give others permission. Your joy will lift others. This is the ripple effect of living by the law. Your transformation transforms the world around you. So rest in the knowing that what you are doing tonight matters. It matters to you, yes, but it also matters to your family, to your friends, to everyone whose life touches yours. Because when you rise into abundance, you lift others with you. When you break free from lack, you show others the way to freedom. When you demonstrate the law, you become a living testament to its power. And the world needs this testimony. The world needs to see that abundance is possible, that freedom is real, that the law works. And you, by your willingness to feel into abundance tonight, by your willingness to assume the end, by your willingness to rest in the knowing, you are providing this testimony. You are being the proof. And for this, you are blessed. Not someday, but now. You are blessed now. and the blessings will continue to unfold in ways you cannot yet imagine. Let your breathing become even slower now, even softer. Let the space between each breath lengthen. Let yourself drift deeper into that borderless place where you are no longer sure if you are awake or asleep. This is the perfect place to be, because here there is no separation between you and the abundance you desire. Here, you are abundance. You are not moving toward it. You are not waiting for it. You are it. And in this state of being it, the having of it is assured. How can you not have what you are? It is impossible. And so it is impossible for you to remain in lack. Lack is not your nature. Lack is not your truth. Lack is only an illusion, a dream, a shadow that has no substance. And as you wake from the dream of lack, you find yourself in the reality of abundance. Not a new reality, the reality that has always been. The reality you simply forgot for a while. But now you remember, and in remembering, you return. You return home, to abundance, to freedom, to the kingdom that has always been yours. Florence told a story near the end of her life that stayed with many of her students. She spoke of a woman who had struggled for decades, who had tried everything to improve her circumstances, who had worked harder than anyone, who had prayed more fervently than anyone, but nothing seemed to change. Until one night, exhausted from trying, she gave up. She stopped trying to make it happen. She stopped praying for abundance. She stopped visualizing. She simply lay in bed and whispered, "I surrender. I do not know how to do this, but I trust that you do, and I let go." And in that moment of surrender, something shifted. She felt a weight lift, a peace descend, and she fell asleep in that peace. The next morning, she woke feeling different, lighter, freer, and within a week, everything changed. The job she had been rejected from called her back. The debt she thought would never be paid was forgiven. The abundance she had chased for years came flooding in. And she realized it was never about effort. It was about surrender. It was about letting go of control and trusting the law. And this is what you are doing now. You are surrendering. You are letting go. You are trusting. Not because you have to, but because you have tried the other way and you know it does not work. You know that effort alone does not create abundance, that striving alone does not open doors, that worrying alone does not solve problems. And so you are choosing a different way, the way of rest, the way of assumption, the way of feeling, the way of the law, and this way works. It has always worked. It is working now, even as you rest, even as you release, even as you drift. The law is working, and it will continue to work as you sleep. And when you wake, the work will have advanced. The seeds will have grown. The harvest will be closer. And all you will need to do is continue to rest in the feeling. Continue to assume the end. Continue to trust the law. And in time, not long, the evidence will appear. The money will come. The abundance will manifest. The freedom will be yours. And you will know beyond any doubt that the law is real. That feeling is the secret, that your word is your wand, and that you are, and have always been, abundant. Now let the final words settle over you like a blanket. Let them wrap around you, warm and soft and comforting. You are abundant. You are provided for. You are blessed. Money flows to you easily and naturally. All your needs are met. You are safe. You are held. You are loved. And it is done. There is nothing left to do, nothing left to figure out, nothing left to worry about. It is all done. The decree has been made. The feeling has been felt. The seed has been planted. And now you sleep. And as you sleep, the law works. The invisible mind creates. The universe orchestrates. And by morning, you will wake to a new day. A day where abundance is closer. A day where freedom is nearer. A day where the harvest is beginning to show itself. Trust this. Know this. Rest in this. For it is true. It is real. It is yours. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. Let go now. Completely. Fully. There is nothing left to hold on to. No thought to think. No effort to make. Simply let go and drift. Drift into the deep waters of sleep, where creation happens, where dreams are born, where the invisible becomes visible. Drift, beloved. Drift into abundance, drift into freedom, drift into the kingdom that has always been yours. And rest there. Rest in the knowing that when you wake as one who is wealthy, not will be, but is. You are wealthy now. You are abundant now. You are free now. This is the truth. This is the law. This is the reality you have claimed. And no one, nothing can take it from you. It is yours, forever, always, eternally. Rest now, sleep now, and let the law complete its work, for it is faithful, it is certain, it is done, and so you sleep.
And as you sleep, you dream of abundance. And as you dream, the dream becomes real. And as it becomes real, you wake to find yourself living in the very reality you dreamed. This is the promise. This is the guarantee.
This is the law, and it is yours. Sleep now, beloved. Sleep in abundance. Sleep in wealth. Sleep in freedom. And wake to find it all around you. It is done. It is finished. It is yours. Amen. And so it is. And here, in this deep, quiet place where you now rest, there is something I want you to understand. Something that will change everything if you truly grasp it. You are not becoming abundant. You are not moving toward wealth. You are not trying to attract money. All of those phrases suggest that abundance is somewhere else, somewhere outside of you, somewhere in the future. But this is not true. Abundance is not outside. It is not in the future. It is here, now, within you. You are not moving toward it. You are it. You are abundance itself. And when you understand this, truly understand it, everything shifts. Because you stop chasing. You stop striving. You stop waiting. You simply rest in what already is. And what already is abundance. What already is wealth. What already is infinite supply flowing through you, as you, for you. Florence understood this deeply. She did not teach that we must earn abundance or deserve it or work hard enough to receive it. She taught that abundance is our natural state, that we are, by divine design, channels of infinite supply, and a channel does not earn what flows through it. A channel simply remains open, and when you are open, when you are receptive, when you are aligned, the supply flows. Not because you made it flow, but because flow is its nature. Just as water flows downhill, abundance flows to the open consciousness. And your consciousness is open now. You have opened it tonight through your willingness to feel, through your willingness to assume, through your willingness to rest in the end. And through this opening, abundance is flowing right now, in this moment. Even as you rest here on the very edge of sleep, abundance is flowing into your life. You may not see it yet with physical eyes, but it is flowing in the invisible. And what flows in the invisible must eventually appear in the visible. This is law. This is certain. This is done. Let yourself feel this flow now. Imagine it as a river of golden light flowing from the infinite source through the crown of your head, down through your body, and out into your world. This river never stops. It never runs dry. It is always flowing, always giving, always supplying. And you do not have to do anything to make it flow. You simply allow it. You open to it. You receive it. And as you receive it, you give thanks for it. Not because giving thanks makes it come, but because giving thanks is the natural response of one who knows they are already supplied. Gratitude is not a technique. It is a recognition, a remembering, an acknowledgement of what is already true. And what is true is that you are held in an ocean of abundance. You are swimming in supply. You are surrounded by wealth. And all you must do is open your eyes to see it, open your hands to receive it, open your heart to accept it. And you are opening now. With each breath, you open more. With each moment of rest, you open more. With each gentle release into sleep, you open more. And as you open, you receive. Not just money, though money will come, but peace, joy, freedom, confidence, certainty. All of these are flowing to you now. All of these are being impressed upon your consciousness now. And when you wake tomorrow, you will wake as one who has been filled with abundance, filled with supply, filled with the knowing that all is well, all is provided, all is already done. This is the gift of this night. This is the transformation happening now. This is the miracle that is not a miracle, but simply the law working as it always works, bringing forth what has been decreed in feeling. Let me tell you one more story before you drift completely into sleep. There was a man, many years ago, who came to one of Florence's lectures. He was at the end of himself. He had lost his business. His family was struggling. His health was failing. He sat in the back of the room, barely able to listen, his mind so full of worry that Florence's words seemed to float past him without landing. But then she said something that pierced through his fog. She said, "You are never alone. You are never unsupported. You are never without supply, because the same power that created the universe lives in you, and that power knows no lack." The man felt something crack open in his chest. He began to weep, not from sadness, but from relief, because he realized in that moment that he had been trying to do everything alone. He had been trying to create abundance through his own limited strength. But abundance is not created by personal strength. It is received from infinite strength. And infinite strength is always available. That night, the man went home and did something he had never done before. He stopped trying. He lay in his bed and simply whispered, "I give up. I cannot do this alone, but I trust that you can do it through me, and I surrender." And he felt a peace he had not felt in years. He slept deeply that night, and when he woke, he felt different, lighter, clearer, more certain, and within days, things began to shift. A former colleague called with an opportunity. A debt he thought was permanent was suddenly negotiable. Ideas came to him in the shower, in his morning walk, in quiet moments. And he realized the supply had always been there. He had just been too busy trying to make it happen to notice. Within 3 months, his business was rebuilt. Within 6 months, it was thriving. Within a year, he had more than he had ever had before. And he said to Florence, "I thought I had to earn it." And she said, "You only had to receive it. The universe is always giving. We are only sometimes receiving." And this is what you are learning tonight. To receive, not to chase, but to receive. Not to earn, but to receive. Not to prove yourself worthy, but to receive. Because you are already worthy. You were made worthy. You are worthy simply by existing. And the universe does not require you to do anything to deserve its gifts. It gives freely, abundantly, lavishly, without condition, without judgment, without limit. And all it asks is that you open your hands, open your heart, open your mind, and receive. So receive now. As you lie here in this holy moment between waking and sleep, receive. Let the abundance flow in. Let the supply fill you. Let the peace settle over you. And know that this receiving is not a one-time event. It is a continuous flow, a river that never stops, a well that never runs dry. And you have access to this river always, not just tonight, not just when you are desperate, but always. In every moment, in every circumstance, in every season of life, the river is flowing. And you can drink from it any time you choose. How do you drink from it? By returning to this place, this inner place of rest, this place of assumption, this place of feeling. Whenever you notice yourself slipping back into worry, into lack, into fear, you can return here. You can close your eyes. You can take a breath. You can whisper, "I am abundant." And immediately you reconnect with the flow. Immediately you realign with the truth. Immediately you open again to receive. This is the practice. Not a practice you do once and forget, but a practice you return to again and again until it becomes your natural state. Until abundance is not something you feel into occasionally, but something you live in constantly. Until the consciousness of wealth becomes as automatic as breathing. And it will become this. Not overnight, perhaps, but steadily, with each night of practice, with each morning of remembering, with each moment of choosing the feeling over the fact. You are training yourself to live in a new state, the state of abundance. And what you practice, you become. What you rehearse, you embody. What you feel repeatedly, you manifest inevitably. So tonight is not the end. It is the beginning of a new way of being, a new way of living, a new relationship with money, with wealth, with supply. You are no longer the one who chases money. You are the one who receives it. You are no longer the one who worries about lack. You are the one who rests in abundance. You are no longer the one who feels separate from supply. You are the one who knows yourself as the very channel through which supply flows. This is your new identity. And as you sleep tonight, this identity is being impressed deeply into your consciousness. So deeply that when you wake, it will feel natural. It will feel true. It will feel like who you have always been. And in a sense, it is who you have always been. You are simply remembering. You are simply returning. You are simply coming home to the truth of your abundant nature. And as you come home, as you remember, as you return, the outer world must reflect this inner shift. It has no choice. Because the outer is always a mirror of the inner. Always, without exception. When the inner changes, the outer must change. It may take a day, it may take a week, it may take a month, but it will change. This is not hope. This is not positive thinking. This is law, as certain as gravity, as reliable as the sunrise, as unchanging as mathematics. 2 + 2 always equals 4. And consciousness plus feeling always equals manifestation. The equation never fails. The law never breaks. The principle never wavers. And you are working with the principle now. You are aligned with the law now. You are operating by the equation now. And the result is certain. Abundance, wealth, freedom, supply. It is coming. It is here. It is yours. Let your eyes grow even heavier now, if they are not already closed. Let your body sink even deeper into rest, if that is possible. Let your mind grow even quieter until there is almost nothing left, just a whisper of awareness, just a faint knowing, just the barest thread of consciousness connecting you to these words. And on that thread, let these final truths travel into the deepest part of you. You are abundant. Money flows to you. All your needs are met. You are provided for under grace in perfect ways. You are safe. You are held. You are blessed beyond measure. These are not wishes. These are not hopes. These are declarations of what is, right now, in this moment, in the invisible reality that is more real than anything you can touch. And this invisible reality is becoming visible, even now, even as you rest, even as you release. It is taking form, taking shape, taking substance, and soon, very soon, you will see it, you will touch it, you will experience it, and you will know that the law is real, that feeling is the secret, that your word is your wand, and that you are, and have always been, one with infinite abundance. Sleep now, beloved. There is nothing left to do tonight. You have done the work. You have felt the feeling. You have made the assumption. You have decreed the word. And now you rest in the certainty that it is done. The seed is planted. The law is activated. The harvest is assured. And all you must do is sleep. Sleep deeply. Sleep peacefully. Sleep in the sweet, knowing that you are abundant. And as you sleep, the invisible hands of the law are at work, arranging circumstances, moving people, opening doors, preparing the way for your abundance to manifest. And when you wake, you will wake to a new day, a day where you are one step closer, a day where the evidence is beginning to show, a day where you can see, perhaps just a glimpse, of what is coming. And that glimpse will strengthen your faith, and that faith will deepen your feeling, and that feeling will accelerate the manifestation. Until the day comes, and it will come, when you look around and realize, I am living in abundance, I am surrounded by wealth, I am free. And you will remember this night, this sacred night when you dared to feel it before you saw it, when you dared to claim it before you had it, when you dared to rest in the end before the middle had revealed itself. This is the night everything changed. This is the night you became abundant, not in the future, but now, in consciousness. And what is true in consciousness must become true in experience. Must. It is law, and so it is done. Sleep now, beloved. Sleep in abundance. Sleep in wealth. Sleep in the consciousness of the fulfilled, and wake to find it all beginning to appear. It is done. It is yours. And so it is. And now we have arrived at the deepest place, the place beyond words, beyond thought, beyond even feeling, the place of pure being. You are barely here now, barely aware, hovering in that vast spaciousness between this world and the next, between waking and sleep, between time and eternity. And in this place, you are not separate from anything.
You are not separate from abundance. You are not separate from wealth. You are not separate from the infinite source. You are one. One with all that is. One with all that ever was. One with all that ever will be. And in this oneness, there is no lack. There cannot be lack, because the infinite knows no lack, and you are the infinite, experiencing itself as you. You are not a small, separate self struggling to survive in a harsh world. You are the infinite, playing in the field of form. And the infinite does not struggle. The infinite does not lack. The infinite simply is. And what it is abundance. What it is fullness. What it is overflowing supply. And so, as you rest in this place of oneness, you are resting in abundance itself. You are not moving toward it. You have arrived. This is not a future destination. This is a present reality. Here, now, in this eternal moment that has no beginning and no end. You are abundant, not because you have money in the bank, though that will come, but because you are one with the source of all money, one with the substance from which all wealth is formed, one with the infinite supply that can never be depleted. And this oneness is not something you achieve. It is what you are. It is what you have always been. You simply forgot for a while. You identified with the small self, the limited self, the separate self. And in that identification, you experienced limitation. But now, you are remembering. You are waking up, not from sleep, but into the deep sleep of the soul, where all dreams come true, where all desires are fulfilled, where all lack dissolves into abundance. Florence knew this place well. She lived from this place. She spoke from this place. And everyone who heard her speak felt something stir within them. A remembering, a recognition, a knowing that what she was saying was true. Not true because it sounded good, but true because it resonated with something deep within them. Something that had always known. The soul knows. It has always known that you are not meant to struggle, that you are not meant to lack, that you are not meant to live in fear and worry and scarcity. You are meant to live in abundance, in joy, in freedom, in the full expression of your divine nature, and your divine nature is abundance. You are the offspring of the infinite, and the infinite has no stepchildren. You are heir to everything. Everything the infinite is, you are. Everything the infinite has, you have. Not someday, not when you are good enough, but now. It is your birthright, your inheritance, your natural state. And so, as you rest here in this final moment before sleep takes you completely, claim your inheritance. Not with words, for you are beyond words now, but with a deep inner yes, a silent acceptance, a quiet receiving. Just say yes within yourself. Yes to abundance. Yes to wealth. Yes to freedom. Yes to supply. Yes to all that is already yours. And as you say yes, feel the floodgates open. Feel the dam break. Feel the river of abundance rush in. It has been waiting for your yes. It has been pressing against the door of your consciousness, waiting for permission to enter. And now you have given permission. Now you have opened the door. Now you have said yes. And the river is flowing. Flowing into your mind, into your heart, into your body, into your life, into your world. And it will not stop flowing, because the yes you have spoken tonight is not a one-time yes. It is an eternal yes, a yes that echoes through time, a yes that changes everything. There was a woman Florence wrote about in one of her books, a woman who had lived in poverty her entire life, who had known nothing but lack and struggle, who had prayed and prayed for things to change, but nothing ever did, until one day she heard a voice within her say, "Stop asking and start accepting." She did not understand what it meant at first, but she decided to try. That night, instead of praying for abundance, she simply said, "I accept abundance. I accept that it is already mine. I accept that I am already provided for." And she felt something shift, a weight lifted, a tightness in her chest released. She fell asleep in peace for the first time in years, and when she woke, nothing had changed in her circumstances, but everything had changed in her. She felt different, lighter, freer, more certain, and within a week, her outer world began to change. A friend gave her a gift of money. A job opportunity appeared from nowhere. A debt was forgiven.
And within a month, she was living in a completely different reality. Not because she had worked harder, not because she had earned it, but because she had accepted it, because she had said yes. And the universe always responds to yes, and you have said yes tonight. Maybe you did not say it out loud. Maybe you did not even think the word. But in the deep place, in the silent place, in the place beyond words, you have said yes. Your willingness to listen to these words all the way to the end is a yes. Your willingness to feel into abundance even when you cannot see it is a yes. Your willingness to rest in the assumption of wealth even when facts deny it is a yes. And that yes is all the universe needs. That yes opens every door. That yes activates every law. That yes sets in motion forces you cannot see, but that are more powerful than anything you can imagine. And those forces are at work now, rearranging your life, preparing the way, clearing the path. And when the path is clear, the abundance will flow. And it will flow so naturally, so easily, so effortlessly that you will wonder why you ever thought it was hard. You will wonder why you ever struggled. You will wonder why you ever believed in lack. Because abundance will feel so natural, so right, so much like home. And you will realize, this is who I have always been. This is what I have always had access to. I just forgot. But now I remember, and I will never forget again. So sleep now, precious soul. Sleep with the knowing that you are abundant. Sleep with the certainty that all is well. Sleep with the peace that comes from surrendering to the flow. There is no more to do. No more to figure out, no more to worry about. It is all done. The decree is made. The law is set in motion. The harvest is assured. And you are simply the receiver, the allower, the acceptor. And as you receive, as you allow, as you accept, abundance pours into your life, like rain on thirsty ground, like light into darkness, like breath into lungs, naturally, inevitably, perfectly. This is the way it works. This is the way it has always worked. And now you know. And knowing, you can never unknow. And having felt this feeling of abundance, you can never unfeel it. It is part of you now, woven into your consciousness, stamped into your soul, and it will bear fruit, must bear fruit, cannot help but bear fruit. For this is law, and the law is faithful. As your consciousness fades now, as the last threads of awareness dissolve, let these final words be the lullaby that carries you into dreams. You are wealthy. You are abundant. You are provided for. Money comes to you easily. Doors open before you. Opportunities find you. People help you. The universe supports you. You are held in the arms of infinite supply. You are surrounded by abundance. You are swimming in wealth. And every breath you take, every beat of your heart, every moment of your existence is a testimony to this truth. You are blessed, not because you did something right, but because blessing is your nature. You are prosperous, not because you earned it, but because prosperity is your birthright. You are free, not because you achieved freedom, but because freedom is what you are. And as you sleep, this truth sinks deeper, roots itself stronger, becomes more real, until it is not just a nice idea, but the very foundation of your being, until it is not just something you believe, but something you know, until it is not just what you hope for, but what you are. And when you wake tomorrow, you will wake as a new person, not dramatically different, not suddenly changed, but subtly, powerfully, fundamentally transformed. You will wake with a knowing you did not have before, a confidence you did not feel before, a certainty you did not possess before. And that knowing, that confidence, that certainty will guide you through your day, will open doors you did not see, will attract opportunities you did not expect, will bring people and circumstances into your life that match the new frequency you are broadcasting. Because you are broadcasting abundance now, you are vibrating wealth now, you are resonating prosperity now, and the world must respond. People must respond. Circumstances must respond. Money must respond. This is not magic. This is not wishful thinking. This is physics. This is the law of attraction. This is the way energy works. Like attracts like. Frequency attracts matching frequency. And you have tuned yourself to the frequency of abundance tonight. And once tuned,
You stay tuned until you consciously tune yourself to something else. And you will not tune yourself to lack again, because now you know better. Now you understand. Now you have tasted abundance, and you will not settle for less. So rest in this. Rest in the knowing that you are tuned to abundance. Rest in the certainty that the law is working. Rest in the peace that comes from surrendering the how and the when, and simply trusting the what. And what is this? You are abundant. You are wealthy. You are free. This is the truth. This is the law. This is the reality that is taking form even now as you sleep. And when you wake, you will see the first signs of it. Maybe small signs at first. A thought, an idea, a message, a call, but signs nonetheless. Evidence that the law is working. Proof that the seed is growing. Confirmation that the harvest is coming. And these signs will increase. Day by day, week by week, month by month, until you are living in full manifestation. Until abundance is not just a feeling, but a fact. Until wealth is not just an assumption, but an experience. Until freedom is not just a dream, but a reality. And on that day, you will look back and remember this night, this sacred night when everything changed, when you crossed from the consciousness of lack into the consciousness of abundance, when you said yes to your inheritance, when you claimed your birthright, when you became who you truly are, abundant, blessed, prosperous, free. Sleep now, beloved child of the infinite. Sleep deeply, sleep peacefully, sleep in the arms of abundance. Let go of every worry, release every fear, surrender every doubt, and simply rest. Rest in the knowing that you are held, you are loved, you are provided for, you are abundant beyond measure. And this abundance is not dependent on your efforts tomorrow. It is not contingent on your performance. It is not conditional on your worthiness. It simply is, because you are. And you and abundance are one, have always been one, will always be one. And in this oneness, there is no lack, there is no struggle, there is no scarcity, there is only flow, only supply, only abundance. And this abundance is yours. Now, always, forever. It is done. It is finished. It is complete. And so you sleep. And as you sleep, you dream of abundance. And as you dream, the dream becomes real. And as it becomes real, you wake tomorrow to find yourself living in the reality you dreamed tonight. This is the promise. This is the law. This is the truth. And it is yours. Receive it. Accept it. Rest in it. For you are abundant. You are wealthy. You are free. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. It is done. Sleep now, precious one. Sleep in abundance. Sleep in peace. Sleep in the consciousness of the fulfilled. For you are fulfilled. You are complete. You are whole. You are abundant. And all is well. All is well. All is well. And so you sleep, and the law works, and the harvest grows. And by morning, you wake to abundance, to wealth, to freedom, to life overflowing with supply. This is your reality now. This is your truth now. This is your life now. Claim it, receive it, live it, for it is yours. It has always been yours, and it will always be yours. You are abundant, now and forever. Amen. And so it is.